Welcome to class. Today we are making the CEO dress. Yeah, it is an office dress, and my fabric is a Duchess, but a stretch one, a thick Duchess, and it's a stretch fabric as well, which means I am not going to be adding anything to the circumference measurements. So what am I folding? I'm folding my hip circumference divided by 4. If your fabric is not a stretch fabric, then you need to add allowance of 1 or 2 inches to your measurements. So here I'm taking the full length, which is 58 inches, and then I move on to marking out my under bust length, and here is the armhole length, which is 8.5. Now the next thing is taking the shoulder divided by 2. Shoulder is 14 divided by 2 is 7. Then below the armhole length of 8.5 or 9 inches, depending on your measurement, I'm taking the bust circumference divided by 4. Remember, I said I will not be adding anything. Then below the under bust length, my under bust length is 13. I'm taking the under bust circumference measurement, which is 28 divided by 4, 7. Then I measure down 6 inches from the under bust circumference to the waist circumference. So the waist circumference also divided by 4. Then another 6 inches to get my hip circumference measurement divided by 4. So here I'm trying to measure out my armhole. So you get a center point. If you use now, your center point is 4.5 inches. So on the 4.5 inches, you're going to come in by 0.5 in order to have that curve shape. Also, you're going to, at your angle 90, you're going to be measuring 1 inch or 1.5 inches in order to have your armhole shape. So afterwards, I'm going to be I'll just connect my shape from the bust to the under bust circumference to the waist and to the hip. You connect your shape and then you go ahead to cut it out. So now once I'm done cutting, I'm going to be folding another fabric. I'm going to fold another fabric, and this time around the first one that we cut out is going to be the back. So this time around we are cutting out the front. So for the front, you need to add extra 1 inch. Add extra 1 inch to your folding, and then you bring out your shape. So once that has been done, we're going to be measuring the neckline, the neck design at the back. I'm measuring 1 inch depth, and the width is 2.5 inches. So here is your shoulder slant. Measure 1 inch. So that once you bring out your neckline like this, you go ahead and slant your shoulder slant with 1 inch. So we are done with the back. We'll move to the front. The front depth is going to be 3.5 inches. And remember, we added 1 inch to our foldings, which means the width will be 3.5 because we use 2.5 for the width at the back. The next thing you're going to measure is from the shoulder measure to where you want your slits to start from. So which means you're going to be opening from the base to wherever you want your slit to stop. Make sure you notch like this. Then you continue your cutting. You cut all the way to the other upper part of your fabric. So we are done. Okay, the next thing to be done is to measure out the sleeve. So your sleeve length, mine is 23, and then my upper arm. If you want me to take us a tutorial on how to cut different types of sleeve, you can leave that in the comment section. I'll teach us how to cut different types of sleeves, maybe about 10 or 11, 12 or thereabouts. So here what I just need to do, I've marked out my 4 inches, so you get a slant shape, and then you get make a slant shape and get your middle points, which you will make it easy to carve out your armhole on your sleeve. So go ahead and cut out your sleeve. Like I said, if you want a short sleeve, you want it long like mine, just go ahead and cut out your sleeve. So we are done with that. We move to the sewing. Now here I have ironed I use the paper stay. You can use paper stay, you can use BFF, you can use stay. So I as well cut out a facing, which a facing you just cut out, measure out 10 inches, 10 inches length, and cut out whatever you have around that neck area. So I'm working on the back first. The first thing is to turn the neckline. So I'm cutting out, turning the neckline. Your facing you can reduce to 10, you can reduce to 8. You can see the fabric the way it is. So that's just the facing. So once you are done joining the neckline, you need to notch in order for your fabric, your neckline to relax. Notch, and then I'm top stitching on the facing, not on my main dress. I'm top stitching on the facing that I added. The reason is to allow the fabric relax, and then you will not be seeing that extra fabric on the neckline. So for the front, here is the front piece. I also cut out a facing for the front piece, but before then, so you need to measure where you want your slit. Remember, the front has a slit at the upper part, the chest area of your dress. So mine is 8 inches. So from that 8 inches, you chalk it out. Then you're going to be sewing. Remember, we added 1 inch while we were folding. So measure that 1 inch, and you're going to be sewing with that 1 inch. Then you continue your sewing, and it ends at the point where we notched. That's where we want it. You can see where you want your slit to stop. That's where you continue to sew and stop at that point. The next thing to do is place your facing. So I have the facing for each side separately like this. So you're going to be running, you're going to be notching first. Remember, our front part is going to come out like this. So what do you do? Just fold it and notch. You notch where, yes, you're folding that 1 inch. You're folding your 1 inch and you notch. So we're going to also measure the point. That's the point where your slit will stop. You're going to notch it on your facing as well. Notch it on your facing. So you bring the two facing together. And what we're going to be doing is from that point, I'm going to also measure 1 inch. I'm going to be sewing with that extra 1 inch that we added. So you join the rest of your fabric to the end. Then you place it on your main. We're going to be running it on all the way on your neckline, and of course you notch and then top stitch on the extra fabric. Please don't top stitch on your main dress, you top stitch on your facing. So we are done with that side. You do the same on the other side. You run the neckline like this, then you notch and top stitch on your facing. So this is how to notch. Make sure you don't cut out your, yes, don't make sure you don't cut your seams. Don't cut across your seam. Once that has been done, the next thing to do is to turn the edge of the neck area, the chest area, that's the slits. So we're going to run that to and stop at where our slit stops. So we'll continue like this and stop, and then we'll do the same on the other side of our dress. Yeah, so once you're done with that, this is how it's going to look. This is how it's going to look afterwards. The next thing is to join the shoulder. So you're bringing the front and the back together to join the shoulder. Now place the two together. We're going to run it, but first I'll just use the back fabric, the facing, to turn my neckline in order to hide my edges. So you just pin it down. If you have question, you can leave your question in the comment section, and In case there's any part that you do not understand, you can just play back, or you ask questions in the comment section. So once you're done, you do the same to the other side of the shoulder. For more tutorials, you need to subscribe to the channel. That's if you have not subscribed. And if you have subscribed, make sure your notification bell is on in order to receive notifications when I upload a new video. So the next thing to do is to bring out your shape. Since I did not add to I said my fabric is a stretch fabric, so since I did not add to it, I'll just hold it all the way to the base. But if yours is not a stretch fabric, you might need to bring out some measurements, and you might also need to add your zipper. So the last thing to be done is the base, that's the slit. We're going to be turning and using our hemming gum to hold it. If you want to run a stitches on it, fine. And if you want to hem, you can as well hem using your hand needle and thread. So if you want me to show us how to use a hemming gum, and of course how to use your hand needle and thread to hem, kindly let me know in the comment section. So that's the end of our dress, and here's the final look of my dress. So remember to subscribe. Until I see you next class. Bye.